so good to us.
You were better than good. I can praise you now.
Just that kind of thing. It was just hard to go through. And so, but that was the first time that was the first glimpse I had of Jesus, because that moment I could have turned back to my old ways, but I didn't. Because like before that I was like atheist, agnostic kind of thing, and I could have turned back, but I didn't, because I heard God tell me, don't let bad people decide for you who I am. Come see me for yourself. Come read the word for yourself and know who I am. And so from then on, I began walking with him, and then I lost my way a little bit. But then the first Wednesday in July was the day that God truly saved me, and He became my Lord and Savior. There's one thing to know of God. It says in the Bible that the demons know that, I believe that much. But it's another thing to make Him your Lord, your King, your everything. And so that July, I was knee deep in my sin. I was battling so much, and it was so heavy on me. And I was in a church service that I didn't really think I wanted to be in. But He took my heart of flesh, and my heart of stone, and made a heart of flesh. And He spoke to me, and He said, you know what? I always struggled with being quiet. So they would always tell me. So He told me, like, if I don't love, like, if you're loud, I don't love you more. If you're quiet, I don't love you any less. I was like, oh, okay, it's nice, okay. And then He told me, give me everything. And I was just like, I was fighting with Him, kind of wrestling with Him, like, okay, but I'm scared. What if I end up alone? What if I'm just by myself? And what if I fail? What if I mess up? But He's like, you know what? He said this one thing that silenced all my fears, all my doubts, everything. He said, let me be enough for you. So, like it says in Matthew 11:28, where it says, like, come rest on me. And I just felt like Jesus was calling me to rest on Him and to just give Him my all. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it your way. And I surrendered, and I worshiped for the first time in a long time. And ever since then, I've been filled with this most incredible joy. I talk. I smile. When you see me smiling, it's not because I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm smiling because I'm so thankful that I'm so awake, so alive. Oh my God, this is so I've never been so full and so awake and aware and so filled with the love of Jesus that I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop talking about it, and I'm not never shut up about it. So no more quiet.
His son Jesus Christ, to my superintendent, Pastor Terry Cooper, to my first lady, Barbara Cooper, to the superintendent, to the speaker of the hour, Superintendent Taylor, to his first lady, Miss Taylor, Missionary Taylor, amen. Truly, it's just a blessing just to be here. It's good to be in the house of the Lord. We have one of our missionary halls. I always say, there's no place I'd rather be than to be in the house of the Lord. Truly, God is a good God, and I wrote to say thank God, because I remember on last year about this time when the O'Brien singles had their anniversary. Pastor Craig Carter spoke that night, that evening service, and he asked the question, he said, do anybody have a child that's not saved? And my hand just happened to go up. And he asked what was my daughter's name. And I told him my daughter's name was Ashley. My children are not saved, but I want God to save them. I said my daughter's Ashley, and at the time she was living in Mesquite, Texas, and not living the best life. You don't know how your children, but it's good to pray. It's good to know the Lord, and it's good to have a praying family and a praying church to pray for your children. And she would call me, she said, Mom, I'm coming home. And I just got to the point where, you keep talking, I'm going to wait till action is taking place. And she kept, Mom, I'm coming home, Mom, I'm going to come home, because I knew she wasn't living like she was supposed to be in there, and she was living, it was kind of rough on her. But God is good, y'all. God is good. This year, she came home October the 18th. She didn't have a job, she didn't have anything. She got so discouraged, and she would say, Mama, y'all just don't understand this thing called depression. She said, it's real. I said, sweetie, I know it's real, but I'm trusting God to bring you out. I got to trust him. If I got to put my trust in the Lord, because I know he knows everything about you. And I would go home, and she would say, well, I'm looking for a job. And we would look, and she would go to the work source and all this, and she had me going to some school, and she was so excited. And she thought she was going to get the job. She said, Mama, I'm going to get the job. And they called me and said, well, we took someone else for the job, and she got, there we go, she dropped again. I said, just be encouraged, because God knows. I said, because once if that one was denied, he had something better for you. And she said, well, Mama, you just don't understand. I said, Ashley, I've been your age before. I don't know why some kids think we just our age that we are now. I've been a child. I've been your age before, baby. But I know what you're going through. I said, but just stay encouraged and learn to pray, learn to trust in the Lord, and just tell him what you want. Because the word of the Lord tells me to come boldly before the throne of grace. I said, you got to tell him what you want. So she went up for a job at Kroger's, and she got, I said, well, Ashley, don't say I might. Trust God, said that job is mine. God, you put me in that position. You took me to that place. They interviewed me that job is mine. And I'm so grateful that she has a job, and she walks around the house laughing. And it's good to hear her laugh. Because when you have a child that's been depressed, and they don't know what they're going through, and you're doing all you can as a parent to help them. But when you hear them laugh, I have to get up. I said, well, girl, you got your giggles on, don't you? And it's just good to hear her laugh and have the fun, and she get paid, and she gives me something. She said, Mom, I don't have much, but I'm going to give you what I have so I can get some change. But I'm just so grateful to God for what he's doing. And I know God is going to move in my life, because I want my children safe. And we could be riding in the car, and I listen to the Jackson Southern Airs, and I would listen. She said, Mama, I've been singing them songs all day at work. I'm just so grateful, but you know, but just the idea that she's singing, something, she said, just singing, she may not understand, she's old enough to understand it, but when she gets to the point where she knows what she's singing, but just the idea that the tunes of the Lord is in her head, that just, thank you, God. God is good, y'all. I thank God for Jesus. I thank God for Jesus. You know, this year has been a rough spot for us, for the church and for family, but you know what? And through it all, you know, Andre Crouch sing a song, through it all, I learned to trust in Jesus. Through it all, I learned to depend upon his word. Y'all, all we have is the word of God. We got to stand on it. Stand on the word. I'm just so grateful to be here. I'm so good to see you. I enjoyed you, young lady. Keep that smile. Keep that joy that you have for the Lord. Because they said the joy of the Lord is your strength. Yeah, God is good.
All the people that's here tonight, I thank the Lord for being here. I thank and praise the Lord for the life, health, and strength. And I said I would have been much better if they could just let me stay back there than having me to come up here. But nevertheless, I'm not going to complain because God has been too good. I thank and praise the Lord for everything that he's done for me. I have a little speech impairment. But it's not because I've had a stroke or anything. It's just that I've had some dental work done. But I thank God for that. And I thank God for the year of 2017. It's been a trying year, but it's also been a blessing. I thank God for how he took care of me down through the year. And he brought me down to the very end of the year of 2017. Didn't think I was going to make it, but he gave me a blessing. You know, I was just thinking back, after 29 years, the Lord blessed me to retire from a job. And over 20 years, I had a house payment. And the Lord blessed me to pay the house after. So I said, nothing but a blessing. And I people and they weren't able to, go with me. I said, well, that's okay. I got in my car and I drove my own self to the hospital. And when I got there, I told the lady that was admitting me, I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to stay here and wait for all of these other people because I have a serious situation. And she told me, she said, I'm going to do my best to work you in so that you don't have to wait for nothing. But I stayed in the emergency room until 4 o'clock Saturday morning. Went to the room, and I got sick again. Just had a sick spell. It just came over me. And I tell you, I laid there, and I called on the name of the Lord, and I just kept calling on him. I wouldn't give up. I called Pastor Cooper, not able to reach him. But I kept on calling on the name of the Lord. And I called, stayed there for, they brought me in the room by 4 o'clock. And by 10 o'clock, I called for the nurses. And they never did come. About 12 o'clock, they finally came. And when they did, I tell you, I was there for the sick. And I laid down, I called on the name of the Lord. I called on the name of the Lord. I just would not quit calling. And when he came in and I started speaking in tongues, I knew I had made connections with him. Yes. One of the nurses asked the other, said, what is she trying to tell me? Thank you.
I'm currently a St. Lucia student here, and when I got here, I guess I was being lazy about going to church, trying to find a church that that I can get accustomed to. And one day, and it's weird how God knows exactly what you need, when you need it, where you need it. And I was in my room one day, and the Varian called was like, hey, Galilee's having a revival, and this was a couple months ago. And I'm like, okay, and he's like, hey, by 2 weekends, all right. And this is when I first met Pastor Taylor. And he came and he was talking, and the main thing that stuck to me, he was saying, like, he's there, like, because one of the altar he prayed for me, and he said, he's there. And I guess the main thing I read was knowing that God was there, and through the whole time, God was there for me the whole time. And so, and I guess the thing that sticks to me is like, the verse says, God will never leave you nor forsake you. And it's like, the whole time, God was there the entire time. So on Sunday, I came to church, and that's when I met Pastor Cooper. And the next thing he told me was he loves me. And then like, through all my trials and tribulations, God still loves me. Through all my bad times, he still loves me. Like, no matter what I do wrong, he still loves me. So if I just want to tell you guys anything, you know that like, God still loves you and he's there for you no matter what. You know he's always there.
All right.
Giving honor to God, who is the head of my life, to my pastor, Superintendent Taylor, to Superintendent Cooper, to everybody that is here on tonight. Before I tell my testimony, I just want to read this scripture. It's Galatians 2:20. It says, I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. That scripture is my testimony because I was once speaking that I was saved and saying that I was saved and, just going by word of mouth and not really living the life that I should have been living. And while I was just speaking it, I allowed the enemy to come in, and I fell, and I was down for some months. I lost my way. I was gone. Like, I didn't want to go to church. I got a gift for playing the drums. I didn't want to play the drums no more. I was like just done with everything. I just didn't care no more. But one day, I was driving down the road, and I just began to tell God, Lord, I don't want to live this way no more. I can't do this by myself. And I kept driving. I went to the house, and when I got to the house, my mother, she was on her phone talking to my sister, and my sister was having some problems. Then my mother said, girl, you better put your faith to work. And get down on your knees and start praying. And when she said that, I walked away from her, went to the back room and got on my knees and started praying. I began to cry out, Jesus. I heard my pastor preach a message. If you don't know no other name to call him, call on the name of Jesus. So I began to call on that name. And in that moment, I asked him, Lord, forgive me. And come back into my life. Save me over again. Let me do my first work over. And I just thank God because in my downtime, the Lord could have killed me, but he let me come back. He could have left me where I was, but he let me come back. He could have took everything I had, but he didn't, and he let me come back. And so now, I'm living this life by faith. Everything that I do is by faith. A lot of times I don't have a dime in my pocket, but I tell my wife, baby, we gonna make it. We gonna make it. We gonna be alright. If I had a song to sing, or not a solo, but it would be, I've been through the storm and the rain, but I made it. I've had some heartache and pain, but I made it. Y'all pray for Brother Adam.
Saints, we still have some time, amen. There's some testimony. God is a great man in 2017. Come and let somebody know what he did, amen. Come tell him.
Tell it, sir.
Stay right here. Okay, that's fine. All right. I give honor to God tonight. Superintendent Terry Cooper, Pastor Taylor, First Lady Cooper, and First Lady Taylor, all the same. I just thank God for being here tonight. Thank God for bringing me from January 1st, 2017 down to December 31st.
Yeah.
So, up until
October the 1st, 17, that seemed like everything was, I ain't say normal, but it wasn't abnormal. We lost our mother October 1st. And that put us the first time in 53 years and 11 months I didn't have a mother. Going into Thanksgiving. And she was always a good cook. And I tried to learn a lot of that from her. And we really miss her. She was and I just thank God for the people that came by and helped me with her during her sickness. I mean, it was her sister, the twins, Sister Vera, Sister Short, Sister Butcher. They didn't forget about it. I mean, they wouldn't call me to come by checking on her. They had to help me with her everything. And they didn't fail to come by. Now they having to help me now. I mean, it's like one thing to another. This is the first time I've had eye trouble for years, but I've never been where I couldn't see out at least one eye. And now it's like blindness. The room looked foggy out of my right eye. That's the one that was the weak eye. And then my good eye, and I mean, that's the one that a blood clot came and blocked it up and messed my vision up. And this all happened in like 2 minutes. I closed my eyes and opened up and I couldn't see. I had to get somebody to come take me to the eye doctor. I figured I'd see what had happened. And they couldn't tell me anything. I waited that Friday. I went back to another eye. He's the ophthalmologist. He's a specialist. He looked at it and well, you had a clot blocked that vision in that eye. Well, you can't do that? No, can't do that for you. That's what he can't do that for you. Might be able to see out of it in 3 to 6 months, but right now I can't do that for you. And that was all he could do. Now they might have sent me to another specialist to see if they can get the vision back in my right eye. The right can see. But I haven't given up on my left eye. I mean, that was 20/25 vision, and that ain't 20/20, but it was 20/25. That was pretty good. I've been getting on years of that. And it wasn't the right eye, it had to block up the left eye. And that couldn't work. I can't hardly do anything for myself, but I thank God for my family and the people helping me. I always been one to try to help people, and I was helping people, and now somebody had to turn around and help me. And I thank God, but I've never been blind. I really don't know how to deal with it. It kind of puts you in a little depressed situation when you can't do stuff. The little stuff you've been doing, you can't do it. You got to have somebody come over. Now, I was trying to help my dad, Brother Larry. I mean, now Brother Larry helped me. He can see, but I can't. And I have him looking for stuff, and he can't see it. And I said, oh boy, we in trouble. So me and him had a little prayer Friday. I said, Larry, Lord, we in trouble. Lord, help us. Lord, help us. It wasn't no long prayer, but I said, we in trouble. Now, you got to be a blind man and then have somebody who can't see nothing, but you're looking for it, and we in trouble. I had to try to find a bucket over there by the table. We see by the table, he couldn't see it. I said, you don't see a bucket? No way. He said, no, ain't no bucket over there. My aunt walks in, you mean that blue bucket sitting right there? I said, oh, man, I know we in trouble. I said, ooh, we in trouble. Lord, help me. But I'm trying to hold on in there. I'm trying to pray for it. I thank God for people coming by. I mean, my cousin Polly, I want y'all to pray for her. I mean, she left her house and moved in there for us about 3 weeks. She didn't want us to be there at night by herself. But we had an emergency. I couldn't hardly see the phone. So when people call me, I got a phone and I can see the real big number. But if I miss them, I can't see that small number. I want y'all to pray for me. I mean, I don't understand this. I don't know why it happened. Everything happened for a reason, but I don't know why it happened. y'all keep praying for me.
Giving honor to God, Superintendent Cooper, First Lady Cooper, Superintendent Taylor, and First Lady Taylor. Was going back and forth in a pew, wanted to come up here, but I have a little anxiety and a little shy, but turn to the word, 2 Timothy 1:7, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So I'm going to stand on that word and come up here and share my testimony of God healing me. Yes, amen. February 1st of 2017, I was at work. I worked in a prison in the education department at that time. I was feeling a little weird and felt like I needed to go to the infirmary to see what was going on. I made it to the infirmary. They checked my blood pressure. It was a little elevated. But my heart rate was up to 189. And then instantly I started going into seizures. Never had seizures before in my life. And as the nurses tried to assist me and get me onto their journey, I asked the Lord, I'm like, Lord, what is happening? And in the midst of my seizure, I heard the Lord say to me, just let it happen. And as soon as I had heard those words, the peace just came up over me, and I went unconscious. And I laid there. I don't know how long I was unconscious, but I know I woke up to the nurses assisting me, and I heard a nurse just yell out, praise God, we have a heartbeat. And she pulled the electrodes off me and put the shockers back onto the cabinet, so I know my heart had stopped beating. But I said God is a healer. And back and forth in the hospital, I went to the hospital, I stayed there for a few days. I got out, started having seizures again. I went back in for a few more days. But throughout it all, I had peace and I had faith because I know God was going to bring me out all right. Yes, bear with me. After that, I came out the hospital. I've been having high blood pressure for over 10 years. But I came out the hospital, no high blood pressure. No medication. I've been on medication for over 12 years, no medication. I still take seizure medication right now, but I know that's going to be taken care of too. Because since then, my medication has been decreased. So I know God is going to heal me from that too. Then in April, I got some bad news, a bad report from the doctor. The doctor told me that I wasn't going to be able to have kids and I was going to have surgery. Listen. But throughout it all, I didn't listen to what the doctor said. I had faith and I knew that God was going to provide and heal me. So he ended up directing me to a doctor in Houston. And I remember one night lying in bed at my parents' house, the Lord came to me and just told me, I'm going to give you a new womb. And at this time, I still had the word that the doctor said that he was going to have surgery and I was going to have a child. But I believe what God said. So I go to the hospital in Houston. The doctor performed the surgery and he preserved my womb. I can have children when God blesses me with a husband. And I just wanted to come and tell you today that my God is a healer.
Have been over and begging for me. September the 7th, I was at work. I worked at the window. We working 12 hours, we had back to leave. When God gives you something and He shows you, please take it. I was at work, got up that morning, told Mama, when you feeling bad, let me know, I'll stay. Anything wrong? She said, no, I'm good. So I called her back at 5:30. I said, Mom, it's chilly outside. So when you go put the kids on the bus, go ahead and put some on you. So I called her back around by 9. I asked her how was she feeling. She said, I'm fine, I'm gonna get up and take a bath. So around by 12:30, I called her again. She didn't answer. Called at 1:30, she didn't answer. Right then, my heart dropped into my stomach. And I said, God, I need to go. 3 weeks prior to this, I saw myself coming home, finding my mom dead in my bed, getting dressed. But I shook it off because I said, Lord, I'm not ready. Came home, got off work at 2:30. I went straight home. Got in there, the TV was turned off. Lights was on in my room. And when I got to the kitchen, God said it's complete. Not knowing what I was going to go when I found my mom on my bed getting dressed. The last word was, I'm getting dressed and I'm working. I had a privilege. Even though it was a short time for me, but it was a lifetime for me. My mom was retired. August 31st, August. She put in her notice at the end of the school. My mom worked for the school for 35 years. I seen it, and I just shook myself, and I broke out into a deep sweat, and I cried. But I know God is a healer. He's a mind regulator. He's my father when I'm fatherless, and I know for sure He's my mother when I'm motherless. I came. Only thing I can do is just drop down and say, Lord. Lord. So I called 911, I ran out the door, and I came back and I shook. And I checked her. She was still moving. She wasn't cold. I could still move her. I called my brother and they was like, girl, you playing. Stop playing. You also. I said, no, I'm not playing this time. By the time my family got there, they had already took Mama. The only thing I could think about was the kids. Mama was the type of person that always did for her family. She never asked nobody for nothing. My mama was a strong woman. She was very independent. I can remember Mama holding down 4 charges to make sure we had. When my brother came, his blood pressure rose. I seen all this prior to this happening. And I always ask myself, why do I see things like this? I used to see things like this when I was young, not knowing that I had a gift from God. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I know that if someone in my family, I have to be strong for. I'm the only daughter with 3 brothers. So with them, I have to be strong for them. I know where my faith lies. I know where my help lies. So as me being the baby, now I have to stand up to be the strong person for them. I told my brother, I say, Mama was happy. She didn't suffer. She had a privilege living with all 4 of her sons and taking care of all her grandkids. She didn't want us to be down and sad. People at work ask me, how can you smile? How can you go? But I know a God. I know a man that I can serve, that I can love and can love me, and continue to bless me and my family. I'm not sad. I'm not mad, because I know my mother's in a better place. She's my guardian angel. She watches over me. And I can tell anybody, if you feel that you and your mother, your father is not getting along, we're living in the last days. Fathers against sons, mother against daughters,
Only thing I can tell you to do is just fall on your knees and cry, Lord, help me to say this. Best thing you can do right now, going into 2018, is break up with 2017. Leave everything behind because 2018 is the new beginning for all the Christians that believe in the love of Jesus. Amen.
That's it, tell it.
Amen. Praise the Lord, everybody.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord, everybody.
Praise the Lord.
Amen. Pastor, I really didn't bless my notes time was running out. But I mentioned that back there talking, I was telling her, "Put yours with this," I said, "My." And she was saying, he just sitting there proud, enjoying every testimony I heard out of him.